God.
Every second, another Earth dies.
Let's go save the universe.
This threat brings the annihilation of all life.
Hope is the light that lifts us out of darkness.
We might lose the planet, but we can still save the people.
It's not time! The battle is lost!
Crisis on Infinite Earths. The CW's crossover event begins Sunday, December 8th.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. We have the official Crisis on Infinite Earths trailer. We'll break it down. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs. There's a new round of that Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your best theory about how Crisis ends on the video. They also released the official synopsis for the first 3 episodes, so we know when certain people are showing up, because I know a lot of you are like, when is Tom Welling's Superman going to appear? Which episode is he going to be in? We have all that information. So starting with the footage, the trailer opens with the footage from what seems like the first episode. I'm assuming it's going to be the Supergirl episode, and picks up right after another Earth has been wiped out. They cut the trailer in a really misleading way, so the order of the scenes in the trailer is not the same as the order that they happen in the actual episodes, so you have to assume that this is happening somewhere during the first episode. It looks like they're in her version of the DEO, so I'm assuming that either her Earth doesn't get wiped or they just watched another one get wiped, but it sounds like they have a bunch of monitors tracking all that stuff because they show you the crazy graphics with different Earths getting wiped out. They have that cool scene of the 2 different Barrys talking to each other. You have Barry Allen Grant Gustin from Earth 1, and then the John Wesley Shipp Barry Allen from Earth 90 talking to each other about 1 Earth per second being wiped out, which adds up to a crap ton of Earths, meaning that there's no way that we're actually going to visit every single one of these that get wiped. A lot of them we'll probably just watch get wiped out on a computer board with crazy graphics. Most of the mains assembling in the wreckage of some building after a fight. There's a lot of footage from this wrecked building in the outside street, so it sounds like there's some big battle that happens here. It's not really clear who else they're going to be fighting besides the Anti-Monitor, because he's powerful enough to fight them all by himself, but he does have his own minions, and that might be where Reverse Flash comes in, because in the old version of Nora's Future newspaper last year, there was a passage that read that Reverse Flash was last seen during Crisis leading an army of shadow demons, so even though they've changed the timeline already, they might twist that a little bit and do a version of that during the next couple of episodes of Crisis. But like you look at Sarah here, she's clearly fighting someone with her staff weapon, and it's probably not the Anti-Monitor. They'll probably address him really quickly too. You know, you have 3 different versions of Superman that are going to show up during this at any given time. If you didn't know who the Anti-Monitor was, and you were new to comics, you'd probably just assume that they would fix all your problems. Oh, Superman, he's so powerful. You have 3 of them. Who can be 3 versions of Superman? The Anti-Monitor is one of those people. It's sort of like the beginning of Avengers Infinity War, a situation where you have Thanos beating the crap out of Thor, he killed Heimdall and Loki, then beat the crap out of the Hulk without his armor on or any weapons, just to show you how powerful he was, so that for the rest of Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, you knew that he was a threat to the combined forces of the Avengers. So same thing, probably going to happen right at the beginning of Crisis, so all the heroes know what a threat the Anti-Monitor is. Most of them don't even know that he exists yet. They just know that something dangerous is coming, and the Monitor has not fully explained that to them yet. So everyone leave your predictions. If they're going to kill someone at the beginning of Crisis to make the Anti-Monitor feel like a big Thanos-level villain, who do you think that he's going to kill? Because it sounds like it might be this version of Superman with the torn cape blowing in the wind. It's right out of the Death of Superman comic, right after he was killed by Doomsday. It makes sense that they would pay reference to that and use it for a big beatdown moment to show how badass the Anti-Monitor is. Then you see a version of Batman's suit with cobwebs all over it. It's the same suit that Batwoman wears, so it's not clear if this is on Earth 1 or if this is some other Earth. But Kevin Conroy, speaking of older Batman, did explain what's going on with his version of Batman during the crossover. He said the version of his character is supposed to be way darker than Batman Beyond old Bruce Wayne. So that's probably why they went for more of a Kingdom Come angle with that special harness that he wears, like Kingdom Come Batman. If you've never read that storyline, the reason why that version of Batman is different is because Bane and a bunch of other supervillains eventually come and destroy Wayne Manor, and Bruce Wayne just retreats and starts living out of the Batcave, and because his body has become so broken, he has to wear the harness, but he's also become so cynical that when Superman, Kingdom Come Superman, comes back to recruit him for a new version of the Justice League that's going to reform, he agrees to help them out, but he refuses to join the new league. That's how cynical he is, and he has this army of mechanical Batman robots that patrol the streets. I don't know if they're going to do Kingdom Come Easter eggs, if they're going to do Easter eggs for the Batman robots. The CW doesn't really have that much money, so I'm not expecting them to do it, but it would be pretty cool. There's this giant structure behind Superman and Supergirl that looks way more advanced and different from the architecture of the lobby that they're all standing in and all this wreckage. So this might have something to do with the Monitor's cosmic tuning forks from the comics, these devices that he's trying to build. That's part of the reason why he's been sending Oliver and the Arrow people around collecting all this technology. Speaking of which, if you're wondering why Mia is walking around all over the place in these shots with Oliver, it's probably because the producers want to put her in front of your face as much as possible to hype up the spin-off show that they're doing for Arrow next year. Then Sarah shows up, Lila is inside a version of the DEO on Supergirl's Earth. It's not clear if this is Earth 38, but the reason why the sky is red is because the color of the antimatter wave, whenever it comes for a planet to wipe it out, it's red. So maybe Supergirl's Earth is right on the brink of getting wiped out, because she keeps talking about losing the planet. We can still save people, but the planet is lost. Then we finally see Smallville Superman Tom Welling on his Earth, on his Kent farm, just doing chores. He looks super surprised to see who shows up. Notice the correctly colored blue sky behind him, because Pariah Wells in the shot right after this is on a different Earth on another farm with a completely different looking orange cast sky behind him. The reason why they do that on the TV shows is to let you know when you go to a different Earth. So whichever version of Superman Pariah Wells goes to visit on his Kent farm, it's a different version. It might wind up being Kingdom Come's Superman. Then everybody goes to get Black Lightning in this very dungeony looking room, which also has a cosmic treadmill. This might be somewhere where Earth 90 Flash has been working out of, because there's all this really advanced technology that doesn't look like something out of Black Lightning's TV show. And this treadmill is exactly like the one that Barry ran on the first couple of seasons on The Flash. Hopefully they'll finally turn the regular, just really souped up advanced treadmill into the comic book cosmic treadmill on the TV shows. That would be really badass. Barry gets thrashed around. If you freeze frame this shot, funny Easter egg from behind the scenes, just the making of all this stuff, because they aren't finished with all the effects, you can see that this is Grant Gustin's stunt double. It's not actually him in the costume. Then the Monitor seems like he finally explains to them what's really going on, the fate of the entire multiverse. We get our first real footage of the John Kent Superboy, who's also going to be a character on the Superman TV show next year, but their living room has a very Kryptonian look about it. It's also not clear if this is just temporary or if this will also show up on that Superman TV show and this is where they'll live. Then you have Kingdom Come Superman laying some wisdom on them on the Wave Rider. No sign of Ray Palmer in the background. I haven't seen any footage or pictures or behind the scenes where you have Ray Palmer and Kingdom Come Superman Brandon Routh together on screen. Barry trying to pull off a long jump high in the air using the building to achieve takeoff velocity. The Wave Rider arriving and flying over the city. Then Supergirl talking about how they've lost the Earth, but they can save a bunch of other people, and Oliver screaming that it's not time yet. So it's a bunch of different scenes all put on top of each other. Then they repeat the scene where Barry watched himself die during Crisis. Really, it's him turning into pure Speed Force energy, just like Barry did in the comic book Crisis on Infinite Earths. But here's the full official synopsis for the first 3 episodes. So episode 1 goes like this. In preparation for the impending crisis, with their worlds in imminent danger, the superheroes suit up for battle while Martian Manhunter and Alex recruit Lena Luthor to help them find a way to save the people of Earth 38. Then in episode 2, this is the one where Tom Welling shows up. The synopsis says, the group uses Ray Palmer's invention to track new recruits to help save the universe, which is obviously where they find themselves on Smallville's Earth with Tom Welling's Superman. The Monitor sends Iris, Clark, and Lois in search of a mysterious Kryptonian who probably is Tom Welling's Superman, while Kate and Kara head to find Bruce Wayne, that's Kevin Conroy's version of Batman, and in addition, Mia challenges Sarah, Heatwave discovers a hidden talent, and Lex Luthor, John Cryer's Lex Luthor, returns. Then episode 3 starts with Pariah Wells enlisting Black Lightning's help to stop the Anti-Monitor after Earth 90 Flash, John Wesley Shipp's Flash, shares what he learned from his battle in Elseworlds last year. With the help of Black Lightning, Barry, Cisco, and Killer Frost come up with a plan that could save them all, while Oliver and Diggle return to an old, familiar stomping ground. We'll get a bunch more trailers after this, so don't worry, I'll just break those down as they release more footage. Next up is part 1 of The Flash's 2-part mid-season finale, so my video for that will post real soon. But everyone click here for that new Rick and Morty Season 4 Episode 3 video, and everyone click here for all my other Crisis on Infinite Earths trailer and teaser videos. Thank you so much for watching, everybody stay awesome, I'll see you guys tonight.